Hello, hello. Hello, turn on your volume. Let's turn on your volume. Attract Soulmate Day 1. How incredibly exciting. I am so excited to be here. And let's wait for some people to gather. So the thing to do is now to put into the comments where you're coming from and put into the comments if you can hear me well. Can you hear me well? Can you see me well? Is everything working? So let's prepare for a very, very successful class so that everyone had an incredible experience. So some people were asking where is the link that you can join, but obviously you can join right here. So please say if you can see me, if you can hear me. And also, I would love for you to tell me where you're coming from, what city you're coming from. And I see already 10 people have gathered. You can still win a prize. We have a couple of really, really exciting prizes in this Attract Soulmate 3-day live course. So one prize is for the woman who invites the most amount of friends, single women, into this group so that we could create a really powerful, potent community. Yeah. And I see some people are commenting. And the prize is 6-month program, which is going to definitely bring you to your soulmate. So this is really a very precious prize. So I really would love for you to have a chance to receive it. So again, just still bear with me. We are about to start. I just want to check that you can hear and see me very well. You're also welcome to put in your questions. The way I am doing this live is to be able to see all of your questions. So please, let me know how things are going. Yeah. And just like one thing that I need to see, my loves, is here's what I need to see is that you can hear and see me well. All right. And some people are sending me some private messages. Did I miss it? No, you didn't miss it. It's all happening live. Okay, my loves. Yes, New York. Hi, Annette, Arlington, Massachusetts. I'm in Boston today. Minneapolis, fantastic. Lisa Robert, good to see you. Florida. So your sister got herself a really good man. So I'm glad to see you here. Alicia Martinez, hello. Cynthia, so good to see you from California. Beautiful. Maria Plotnik. So yeah, please put in your comments. Today is such an exciting day. Number one, first of all, we are starting this 3-day live course, and it is incredible. This live course always helps so many women to come closer to their dream. Of course, you're not going to attract a soulmate most likely within 3 days, but you will be definitely well on your way. So today we are starting with a very, very important topic, which is why are you not with your soulmate yet? Okay, so why aren't you with him yet? And whatever you think why you're not with him yet, I would like to invite you to put this into the comments. Why do you think you're not yet with your soulmate? And let me just ask you some more specific questions. How did your previous relationship end? And hi, Sarah. And when did your previous relationship end? What happened? And what is important for me to know is exactly exactly how many relationships you had, what kind of men you were dating. And what I would like for you also to concentrate on is to imagine what would you say why the relationship ended, and what would he say why the relationship ended. And so please put it into the comments. So tonight you will find out whether you're dating right now, or you are with somebody, or you are just being very comfortable in front of your computer or TV screen and not really dating yet. Or, for example, you absolutely hate online dating, like some of my clients and students. Please put it into the comments. What is the situation? Or maybe there is a special someone that you really like, but that special someone is really not stepping up. Maybe he's not claiming you. Maybe he is gaslighting you. So whatever the situation is, please put it into the comments so I would know where we are. Previously with the cheater, okay, yeah, know where we are, and so we could go from there in the most precise way. Okay, my love. So this fast class, and like many people know me here, and of course there are many of my students here as well, and you know that I'm very intense, very fast, so really listen very carefully, plug out of all the other devices. This class is very packed, so you don't want to miss anything. There is going to be zero water here, all right? There's going to be zero BS, zero water. Everything that I tell you is based on years and years of my experience working with thousands of women. More than 3,000 women encountered their soulmate, got into their best relationship in their life because of this work, because of my work. Actually, my name is Luba Evans. So if you don't know me, just super briefly, I've been a Tantra coach, Tantra teacher for about 15, 16 years. Then I became a love coach, helping powerful women, beautiful, heart-centered women find the right match, find the soulmate, find the man who is really aligned with them in terms of soulmate chemistry. So for example, what would you say about a relationship where you have personal growth, long-standing friendship, empathy, magnetic chemistry, vulnerability, aligned spiritual values, yes, self-sufficiency, real vulnerable, deep emotional connection, hot sex, yeah, and open communication, healthy hobbies. So I want to tell you that women who graduate from my programs get that. And they get that for a number of reasons. And to tell you the truth, and maybe you can already guess, just maybe from my energy itself, we're just not going to settle for less. We know exactly how to get it. We have the exact strategy, which I will be sharing with you over the next 3 days. And if you just follow that strategy, you're going to get that man. You're going to get that relationship. You're going to get that love that you always wanted, that love that you know that you deserve, and that every woman on the planet deserves. And again, my students know very well that I am a huge advocate for female empowerment. And we had an organization to a certain point called Empowered Womanhood. So I can tell you that when you are in my coaching space, you are NASA, you are the bride. You hire, you fire, you choose, you create the relationship by your own design. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a conventional relationship, as we will find out later. Whatever works for you, whatever makes your soul sing, whatever makes you feel like butterflies in your stomach, whatever makes you feel alive and excited about life and fully realized as a woman, maybe as a wife, maybe as a girlfriend, maybe as a lover. Okay, my loves, I also want to say that this year, we started expanding the teachings to all-inclusive teaching. So it doesn't matter what sexual orientation you have. So if you're not looking specifically for a man per se, and I say man, please forgive me, just bear with me, but in general, this strategy works to attract anyone. So you are very welcome here, and you're in the right place. Okay, my love. So if you would like that soulmate relationship that I talked about, magnetic chemistry, emotional closeness, and unconditional soulmate love, full support, please put yes, I would like that into the comments. Please put yes, I'm ready, I want it. And I'm curious, why do you think you are so ready right now? So maybe after those 3 days, you will really, truly know, are you really ready? And because if you are ready and you stay here and you stay with me and you stay on this track, very soon, before the end of this year, you are going to have that soulmate. And COVID or no COVID, this New Year's, I don't want you to be alone. I want you to be happy in your most beautiful dress, feeling desirable, feeling sexy, feeling secure with that man who's holding you like this precious, precious queen, precious woman that you are. Okay, love. So today, very important, very exciting. By the way, I wanted to show you a picture of my clients, which I'll just post later into this comment, because I had to choose between showing you slides, as I sometimes do, or really seeing your comments in real time. So I decided to be more connected. So I'm not showing the slides to you. I'm just going to walk through them. So again, just super, super briefly, maybe 15 seconds, 20 seconds about me. I come from Russia. You can probably hear a little accent. I lived in United States for about 20, maybe 5 years, maybe more. So I lived here for a very, very long time. Originally, I come from a country where I was really considered very ugly and discriminated against, and I was short and fat, and I had pimples, and I had the nose very different from Russian women. So I really, really felt always very challenged to attract men. I was smart. I had, you know, this attitude that I'm not going to give up. I'll figure it out. And so my whole life, I was on a journey to crack the men's code. And I can tell you now, wow, that I did. And thank God I did. And it's definitely working and working for so many people. Okay, my love. So at some point, I will tell you exactly how it's working for people and what needs to happen in your life exactly for you to make that happen for you as well. But today we are specifically dedicating to the 5 top reasons why you're not with your soulmate yet. And I can assure you that it's not what you think. Okay, my love. So if you think that there are no good men left, no good men left, men are assholes. If that's what you think, just put it into the comments, put it into the comments. And I do know that, there are so many women right now all over the world who are very angry at men, very angry. And of course, I understand why. There are many men who are not stepping up. There are many men who are cheaters. Yeah, so if you've encountered, if you met men like this, put yes into the comments, who are liars, who are narcissists. If you've been in a relationship with a narcissist, put narcissist into the comments. There are many men who are gaslighters. There are many men in the shuffling culture. So there are tons and tons of men who are not boyfriend or marriage material. Absolutely. And there are also many men who are wounded. Okay, my loves. Why are they wounded? They're wounded because many of them did not have a good father who could give them a good example. Many of them are wounded because their mothers actually did not teach them how to respect the feminine. Some men are wounded because there is this intergenerational trauma that is coming from one generation to another, when men actually were sent to war and they had to kill each other. So think about that. Like women, we had other issues, and we'll talk about that, and we'll talk about how divine feminine is coming back and getting empowered and really getting the place in the world and the governance of the world and in the governance of our own lives. And we'll talk about that separately. But right now, talking about men, they have their own issues. And so, yeah, many men feel very guilty for killing each other for centuries. Many men have incredible, incredible issue with feeling or expressing their emotions, because when they were growing up, what happened was that their parents would tell them, yeah, men don't cry, boys don't cry, so they would repress themselves. So there are many reasons why men behave this way, and sometimes they just behave this way because they didn't figure themselves out, my love. They don't have anything bigger than themselves that they're serving. And when a man is self-servient, when all a man wants to do is get his own pleasure, this kind of a man is not going to be a good partner for you, because this kind of a man is always going to be looking for some kind of more pleasure and more pleasure. And unless you create a real, pendulum and moving target for him, this kind of a man will be always looking for something to entertain him. So yes, of course, there are tons of problems with men, and there are tons of problems, of course, also with the trauma with women. But still, the reason why you're not with your soulmate is not because there are no good men left. There are good men left. I'm going to prove it to you. And also, the truth is, you don't need so many. You only need one. And another thing, which is very important to understand, is that very often there is a man who is going to be fantastic, generous king towards one woman, and he's going to be a user towards another woman. So if that happened to you, also please put it into the comments. So there are men. So what needs to happen? You need to know exactly how to attract the right man. You need to know exactly why you're not attracting the right man. You need to know exactly after you attract him, how to take him from wink online or handshake or a hug to I do, to that shiny ring on your finger that you wanted, for example. So you need to have all of that. And so the 5 top reasons. Let's start with reason number 5, why you don't have the man of your dreams yet. Number 5. So if you are dating online right now, if you have your profile online, and by the way, this is a great moment to talk about COVID. It's a great moment to talk about what is happening in COVID dating. So are you dating right now? Put yes or no into the comments. And if you would like to learn more, what is happening during COVID, I can tell you, because I have groups that are ongoing for many years. And I see what is happening to I call them my women, what is happening to my students. So what I can tell you is this, my loves. Men are different right now. Many men are kind of waking up to the fact that they don't want to be alone. They don't want to be alone. They want to be emotionally connected with someone. This is the time of uncertainty. This is the time when you can really appreciate a good partner. So there are more vulnerable men who are sitting at home with nothing to do, some of them, and they are online and they are ready to meet that woman. They are ready. So online dating is absolutely happening. It's alive and kicking, especially for my students. And in fact, this is a perfect time to date. Okay, my love. So if you are online, and some of you hate online dating. So if you hate online dating, please let me know. I totally understand. Yes, of course, it is scary. You get all these wrong guys bombarding you, then you get them gaslighting you, then you meet them and it turns out that they're lying about something. So if you had an experience like that, please put it into the comments. And yes, we know all that. We are in the shuffling culture. My strategy works for that shuffling culture. Our strategy is bulletproof. That strategy is all about protecting your heart. That is number 1. So number 1 mistake that you're making when you are online, dating online, is your actual profile. By the way, out of 5 points why you're not with your with your soulmate yet, this one is the only one that will talk about online dating. So if you're not doing online dating, just bear with me. Just listen for your future. All right. So the online profile for most women says the following. It says, I am a loving, caring woman. I'm a loyal woman. So if your profile says something like that, put that into the comments. And I want to tell you that this is the biggest mistake that you can possibly make. Okay. So the profile that you are creating online has to be specifically targeted to giving men. When you put in the profile something like I'm a loving, giving woman, what just happened? When you put that photo into your profile, that photo of you where you're looking all beautiful and kind and open and waiting and romantic, what happens? I'll tell you exactly what happens. This kind of profile, my love, attracts users. This kind of, you become a target. So this is a very wrong profile to have. Instead of that, your profile has to portray you as a woman who is leading with her feminine, who is a high value woman, who knows what she's worth, who is not leading with her achievements. And so when you're leading with your achievements, that actually repels giving men, and that attracts feminine men, that attracts men who don't have their stuff figured out, and that attracts just men who are not your equals. It attracts men who are going to come and who are going to break your heart. And this is absolutely, of course, not what we want. So your profile has to showcase, it has to use those magnetic words and not use repellent words. And the repellent words like I'm a loving, giving woman, or I've achieved so much, I'm a survivor, I am kind, all of that stuff, unfortunately, in this time, 2020, in the development of humanity, cannot be online. It has to go. Instead, you have to use magnetic words. And what are magnetic words about? So as a practitioner of course, I have a lot of different kinds of educations, including master's degree in communications. And also I'm a hypnotist, and also I'm a master NLP practitioner, neuro-linguistic programming practitioner. And what that means is knowing how to communicate with another person in order to persuade them into something, entice them, or for example, knowing how to communicate to really get your point across, talking to their, for example, five senses. So your profile needs to be igniting five senses of the man who is reading it. He should not be thinking, oh my God, this woman is smart. No, I don't care what you make him think. What I care about is that this man, after he reads your profile, just like men who read the profiles of my students, he's going to jump into his car and drive from New York to Boston just to see that woman. He's going to write to you, oh my God, this profile is so well written. You really are a gem, just like you're describing. So those magnetic words are about making him salivate. They're also about, it's also about, the most importantly, igniting his chasing instinct. So what do you do in the profile? You have to qualify him. You have to be very specific about your criteria, and the criteria should not be write to me when you are ready. That is too crude. That is not interesting. Also, definitely your criteria should not be I want a man who's this and likes the walks on the beach. All right. So, and by the way, if you have the walks on the beach, scratch them. Nobody wants to read another walks on the beach description. Really, it's very boring. So instead, the profile should be like a beautiful bouquet of different flowers, where you portray yourself and express yourself and really showcase yourself as a delicate flower that requires a lot of watering. Okay, my love, a delicate flower that knows what she's worth. And what I care about is how he's going to perceive that experience that he's going to have with you. All right, my love. So if you write, I'm a PhD, most likely, most guys, they're not going to feel anything. They're going to be like, oh, yeah, maybe. Yeah, that could be an interesting conversation, right? But in the profiles that we use in Magnetic Woman program, in Soulmate Codes programs, those profiles are magnetic. So you have a wrong profile, girlfriend. Once you get the right profile with the right targeting, you're going to get a super different result online. You're going to get high quality men. You're going to get what I call A men, attractive, authentic, and available. Okay, my love, A. And of course, if you have an emergency, you just call A man and he's going to come. Number 2. Okay, love, so please put into the comments how this resonates. If you'd like to learn about this magnetic profile more, which we can cover later in the course. But for now, this is good. So number 2, you don't know the reason why you've been dating wrong men and you don't have a soulmate right now is because you've been dating those wrong guys, and they were hurting you, and your heart has been hurt. And every time a man does something to lower your self-esteem, here's what happens, my love. Your self-esteem gets lowered, and you attract a man who's even worse. So you get into this vortex, okay? You get into what I call a negative vortex. So instead of getting into the negative vortex, what we do, we get into a positive vortex. And one of the possibilities to get into the positive vortex is to, of course, be in this group already and to be in my intensive group, but also to have positive reinforcement from all the sisterhood. Because when women get together, our power multiplies. Meanwhile, in regular dating life, here's what happens. You meet someone, you have chemistry with them. You have no idea, that's point number 2, if this man is marriage material. Now, let me tell you this. I get hundreds of letters from women about asking me, okay, so I'm dating this guy and this is the situation and we have really good sex and I thought we really connect. And, you know, he's kind of shy expressing his feelings. Okay, but I feel like we have something special. Maybe he's my soulmate. It feels like we were in past lives together, but you know, we've been dating for 5 years and every week I give him a blowjob and, you know, and nothing. All right. So it happens. So I get those letters all the time. And a woman would be asking me, so what should I do? How can I make him commit? How can I bring him home? So my first question that I always ask is this. All right. So when you were getting together with him, did you find out what his dream is? Did you find out if he's looking for a long-term relationship? Was he ready for a long-term relationship? Was he relationship material? So, and most women always say no. So you assume that he wants it. But listen, men are not women. We should not assume that they want it. And in fact, if they're writing something about themselves, like on their profile, like, yeah, I'm just playing, or something like I'm exploring, or something like, yeah, we'll see, I'm just like looking around. Okay, so if you see that written in his profile, or if this is something that he says, believe it and run. Okay, run before you get attached. So there is one thing that I have to share with you. There is this kind of a quarter of a second that you have when you see a man, and you can make a decision if you are going to have feelings for him or not. So for example, you can come up to some guy, or he will come up to you and he will start picking you up, and let's say you see a ring on his finger, all right, or you ask him, are you married? And he says yes. And you know, this is really bad news. So I'm here to tell you, you have a quarter of a second to make that decision. It is in your power to make the decision to say, no, this is bad news, I'm not going for this guy. All right. So now what happens is that you don't know how to find out if he's good marriage material. And there are so many things that we do in our program, and we can do, and you can do. And one of them, for example, my love, is to find out who is his model, who is his masculine model. All right, love. So if his masculine model is, for example, Michael Jackson, maybe this is not your guy. All right. If his masculine model is, for example, what's his name, James Bond, who has a different lover in every different city, he's probably not your guy if you're looking for marriage. All right. If his model is his father, who was able to hold, let's say, a long-term relationship for a really, really long time, all right, so he got 1 point. And of course, in my program, we have many points. We have many questions that we ask to understand if he's a relationship and marriage material. One of them also is, what happened to his previous relationship? What is he thinking? So I can tell you right now, I'll just give it away, that if he tells you that his ex was a bitch, first of all, put it into the comments. If he told you that his ex was maybe crazy or something was really wrong with her, so in that case, my love, I can tell you that if this guy had 3 children with that crazy woman, there is something wrong with him. All right. Or he's not taking responsibility. So this guy is not ready to be a good partner. So that's point number 2. And there are many other questions and qualifications that we can do. So point number 2, you don't know how to quickly find out if he is the marriage material. All right. Number 3, when you start communicating, you are failing to activate his chasing instinct. All right, love. So here is how this works. So if you have an issue with activating his chasing instinct, that means you are giving things away. You're giving it up. You're giving it away. You're giving away your precious, your feminine, your flower. Where else is he gonna get it? Your unique way, the way you make love, the way you are, the way the way you cultivate it, that inner rose of yours. So just feeling that you alone are a gift, that is a great great recipe for success in activating his chasing instinct. But do you really feel that? Do you really feel that you fully deserve to be loved the way you are? Very, very few people do. Very few women do. And we'll talk about it later because that is a deeper topic. So right now, just talking about activating his chasing instinct. So what do you know about men? So one thing we know about men really well, that men like to chase, right? Men like to have what they don't have. So the nature of men is so that men really usually do not appreciate what they have. And by the way, not just men, women too, all humans. For example, you're breathing right now. Are you appreciating it? Are you appreciating it every day? So the same way a man doesn't appreciate something that he did not work for, that he did not have to conquer, that he didn't invest into. So as we are, and by the way, my clients also call me the texting queen, because we have very, very specific rules that we follow, that is just like a texting Bible. And I hope I didn't insult anyone, but let's say texting to activate his chasing instinct for dummies. I mean, we can call it anything you want, but we have very specific rules, which I will share some of them with you. How to communicate, even if you don't feel yet that you're worth $1 million and that you're worthy of the best man on earth. There is still a way to strategically communicate in a way that he is going to be super excited to be with you, super excited to meet with you. And so one of those ways is this. So I'm just going to give you several points. All right, love? Number one, never, ever, 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 ever express, and we're talking about the first stage of dating, express your excitement too much. All right, so never write, oh my god, I am stoked. Never do that. Never write the word I love. Oh my god, that restaurant, I love it. So even the word love should not be in his cell phone. It should not be in his text messaging coming from you, unless he has deserved it, because that's a very big word. Okay, love? So don't give it away. Don't give it away. Don't ever write more than he does on the first stage of dating. So if he wrote 4 sentences, how much do you write? 3, 2. Good. Yeah. If he wrote 2 sentences, you write 1. If he wrote 1 sentence, 5 words, you write 3. All right, love? Another rule to never break, unless you are already meeting somewhere, let's say in a restaurant. So this rule is this. Now listen very attentively. If he took 5 hours to respond, you take 6 or 7 or 8. If he took 5 hours to respond, do not respond right away. The way you respond in strategic digital communication with a guy to activate his chasing instinct is this. He has to think that you are constantly having a great experience in life without him, and that you're visiting places or doing things where there are other very, very interesting, successful men who can snatch you away. Okay, love? So he should be thinking that. Another rule is don't directly respond to what he asks you. It's not necessary. So you can sometimes send a picture. You should have, in fact, a gallery of pictures to create that special rhythm of igniting his chasing instinct. Again, this is something that we learn in my programs. All right, so that's point number 3. I'm going to go point number 4 and 5. Of course, number 5 is the most important. Yeah. Number 4. So number 4 is this. You don't know how to pace out intimacy and how to strategically inspire commitment. Okay, love? So do you know how to pace out intimacy? So if you do or if you don't, please put it into the comments. Yes, I know how to pace intimacy. No, I don't. All right, so here is a metaphor for you. Imagine, well, first of all, do you merge too fast? A lot of women, what happens to us, we are very romantic, beautiful creatures, full of love and also imaginative. So usually when you see a man that you like very fast, you might start imagining you and that man getting married and dreaming, oh my God, okay, so this is a dress that I want to wear, or imagining how you're together, for example. If this is something that happens to you, please put this into the comment. Imagining and merging inside of yourself and in some way fantasizing about him and creating this ideal image of who he is, romantic image of who he is. Maybe he's a bad boy, maybe he's some kind of a rescuer, maybe he's a hero, maybe He's somebody that you admire, and you're kind of like boosting that image, and that is exciting, and that makes you feel good, and that gives you dopamine. Just like a man gets dopamine when he wants to chase, a woman gets dopamine when she falls in love with her own fantasy. So what happens to many women is you start falling in love, or thinking that you're falling in love with him, before you actually get to know him. So what's really happening, my love, is that you're falling in love with your own imagination. Of course, your imagination is the best. I remember one time there was a guy that I met. He was from San Francisco. We met at a wedding, and we were writing texts to each other. And I remember how I fell in love with those texts. But the truth is, the words that he was saying, he meant something totally different. I fell in love with my own interpretation of what he was saying. Okay, my dear. And then I found out this guy is completely not at all who I think he is. I fell in love with myself, with my own imagination. So many women do that. Many women do that. And once you fall in love with this ideal image, you start merging really fast. So for the ones of you who know how to be in a very deep emotional heart-to-heart connection, and this is our gift and our birthright, our power as women, and healing channels, sacred channels of the planet, is to be empathic, to feel what another person feels, and to really, really merge, especially sexually. Okay, love? So when you merge too early, and you merge before a man has proven himself to you that he's solid, that he is a man of his word, and that he has invested something into the relationship with you. So if you merge before that, you're not going to have that man. Okay, my love? So instead, here's what you need to do. Think about this. Let's say there is an apartment, right? So you have a studio, let's say you have a lobby, you have a dining room, you have a bedroom, you have a bathroom in your apartment. Yeah, there are going to be some people like pizza delivery boy that you're only going to allow into your lobby, right? You're not going to allow him into your bedroom. All right. There are going to be somebody else, maybe a closer friend. You invite them into your dining room. Maybe there's going to be a lover. You invite them into your bedroom, right? Or maybe there's going to be a husband. You invite him into your bathroom. So whatever that is, depending on who he is, you invite him closer and closer and closer to yourself. So pacing out intimacy is a process, which is an art, which allows you to take this man through a series of tests, so to speak, where he can step up, or get out, step up or get lost, basically step up before you fully give your heart. This is very important. And so that strategy right now is what is going to protect you. So once you become a woman who attracts the right man to begin with, which we'll talk about in a second, then you will learn and you will know exactly how to, at first, just invite him into the lobby. Hello, yeah, this is great to see you in my lobby. I see you brought me a flower. That's fantastic. Oh my God, this is so great. I see you wrote a poem for me. So you really see who I am. You're asking questions about me. This is lovely. I feel really seen. I feel really heard. I feel great. So why don't you come to my dining room, right? And then we'll see, oh, wow. So you said that in your dreams in a year, you see me and you on a seashore, let's say somewhere maybe in Greek islands after COVID and everything. That is an interesting dream. Maybe I can invite you into my bedroom. Yeah. And then, wow, you actually even asked me about my preferences in lovemaking, and you remembered my favorite dessert. And maybe this is a time that now that you know that I am looking for a real partner in my life, and you already told me that you are as well, and you really see me and appreciate me, and you already told me that that I am very precious to you. Maybe this is the time when I could invite you into the temple of my vagina, right? Into the temple, to my real sacred temple. Because if you come into my temple, if you come into the temple of my vagina, you better ring the bell. You better take off your shoes. You better bring some flowers. Okay, my love. So that's what I call pacing intimacy. All right, number 5. Number 5, the most important point. And we will, of course, like this is the point that we will talk about tomorrow. And this point is this: you have been attracting the wrong guys for a reason, my love. Okay. And I know it might sound harsh, and I hope you already know that I am 100% on your side. And of course, you've been attracting wrong guys for a reason, and it's absolutely not your fault. But what's really happening, my love, is that we attract who we think we deserve. We cannot attract a man that we cannot attract what we think we don't deserve. Okay. So if you have been a woman who is a giver, giving, 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 I'm a giver, so put it into the comments. Or if you are a woman who is leading with your masculine, often put that into the comments. And the reason why we lead with our masculine, of course, there are many reasons why. We'll talk about it in depth tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. If you're a woman who feels like she just like gives and gives and gives, not just to men, but in general to the world, who's on the go, are you on the go? Are you not receiving enough? So put that into the comments. If you are a woman who cares about what other people think of her, and if they approve of her, are you worried what other people are going to think about you? So put that into the comments. Are you a woman who has negative self-talk? Are you harsh on yourself? Do you call yourself lazy sometimes? Do you call yourself loser? Do you say to yourself, I'm too fat? So if this is what's happening, also put it into the comments. Or if you doubt yourself and you think, oh, maybe something is wrong with me, maybe I'm not enough, put that into the comments. So I want to tell you, my love, is that if any of that is true, that means that tomorrow and the day after tomorrow is an absolute must for you, and you have to come to those classes and understand deeper why is it that you are attracting wrong men, and actually that you are also attracted to wrong men. And I'll just give you a little hint about this, what this is about. And this is about your love blueprint, which is your relationship with love herself. The most important thing and the deepest journey, your journey to self-love, the key to being happy in your life, and the key to having a real soulmate relationship. Because real soulmate relationship is about balance of giving and receiving. And it is also about dynamics between masculine and feminine, whether it's heterosexual or a homosexual relationship, but in any way, it is about balance of masculine and feminine. So if you're not leading with your feminine, and again, tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, we will talk in depth about that. Why is it? Why aren't you leading with your feminine? Why is it that you're overgiving? And why is it so important to stop that? Why is it so important? And I can tell you right now that you are attracting narcissist users, men, children, men who are emotionally unavailable, men who are, let's say, fake alphas, not real alphas, fake alphas, high chair tyrants, those kind of men. You are attracting them all because of your love blueprint, which is your relationship with love itself, which is based on your past. And we're going to dive into that tomorrow and the day after tomorrow at the same time, 9 p.m. So I'm here to tell you that once those 5 points are covered, which is you heal your relationship with love and you start attracting right men. And by the way, not only you start attracting right men, but also you start getting attracted to the right man. You stop being attracted to bad boys, emotionally unavailable men, narcissists, men who are not going to make you happy. So once your love blueprint is healed, which we'll talk about tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow. This is the core. This is the absolute core. Okay, this is absolute must. Now, you once you get the right profile with magnetic words, once you know exactly how to weed out wrong men, while you're online, for example, or if you just meet them somewhere in your mask or anywhere. Number 3, once you learn exactly how to activate his chasing instinct. And the last one, once you learn exactly throughout the several stages of relationship, how to pace out the intimacy and protect your heart and strategically inspire commitment, you'll have your man. Okay, my love, that's it. And that's what I am here to tell you today. And I think this is probably the moment for me to look at your comments, my loves. Yes, so I see I'm a giver. Yes, yes, yes. Beautiful, I'm a mess. All right, all right. Okay, listen, I want to tell you something. Number 1, being a mess or being confused is okay. In fact, sometimes we get very confused before we get on this path, before we get before we get enlightened. So the fact that you are right here, right now, on this very call already is showing that you are ready to invest into yourself, that you are ready to shift, you're ready to change, okay, loves? That you're ready. And it's not just about men. I mean, of course, I want you to be very happy with a guy. I want you to be very happy with a partner. But I also want you to know my priority is your happiness, period. All right. And some of my clients, you know, and students, they come and they think that they want, you know, to be married, or they want one partner. All of a sudden, in 3 months, being 3 months in the program, they're like, you know what, Luba, I actually want 5 lovers. I just realized I don't want one man. I mean, it's okay. Whatever it is that you want. The most importantly is that I want your love life to be beautiful. I want your heart to be happy. I want your body to blossom. I want you to have great sex, great pleasure, wonderful orgasms. I want you to be youthful, and I want you to love yourself. I want you to be happy, whatever it takes. Okay, my love? So this is that chance. This is definitely that opportunity. Okay, so if anybody has any questions, this is going to be a moment when I can take some questions if I see them. All right, let me see how things are moving here. So if you have any questions, I can take a couple of questions. Let me see. I see there are tons of answers, a lot of activity. Fantastic. Yeah. But also somehow I'm not able right now to see your questions, my loves. Let me just give me a moment. Any questions? I'm struggling. Tom, keep my man. All right. Okay. Completely different man that I wanted. All right. 137 comments. Okay. That is very awesome. Very cool, my loves. All right. So right now, I just want to tell you, I am not seeing any questions. So what I would like for you to do is this. Why don't we make this pact? Write the questions in a post. I'm going to create a special post for questions in this group. Tomorrow, come back on the same time, and I'm going to go over all of the questions from today. Okay, my loves? And one thing, I beg of you, don't be harsh on yourself. Congratulate yourself. Say, oh my God, I love you so much. You're such a beautiful woman. I love you so much. You're so good. All you ever wanted was to love and to be loved. That's all you ever wanted. I know it. I see you. We see each other. I'm sending you love. I know that the only thing you ever wanted was love. I know that. And then life happened, right? Life happened. It happened for all of us. Look what's happening right now in the world. But we are awakening, we are healing, and you're in the right place. And this really, truly is a chance for you to break through, to be the best version of yourself, to be creative, to choose the right man, to magnetize the right man, to meet maybe new friends, you know, new women in this group. By the way, there's one thing that I have to say. We have a magnetic woman retreat every year. And so women in this group, we actually get together in physical world. That was before COVID, of course, but I'm sure it's going to happen again. And so you get supported by other women. When we are together, our power multiplies. When we are together, supported by each other during the dating process, nobody can mess with us. Nobody will mess with us. Okay, my loves? So this is the dating revolution, and I want you in it. Okay, my love, your soulmate is definitely coming. And I will teach you exactly what kind of shifts you need to make inside of yourself and how to identify the right candidate, how to ignite him, how to inspire him to step up, and more. Even during the relationship, it's also very important. You're the queen. Okay, my love, you are the queen. Remember that.